Hello, this is Lorraine Appleyard, and I am a medium. And won't you join me today in this discussion about spirit and spirit in different forms? All living things are connected with one another non-physically by their energy. Understanding that everything is connected to spirit is important. And so this thread of spirit runs through all of us. Some spirits may remain in a non-physical form, and they are not incarnated into a body for learning. They may choose to learn and grow as a being in a non-physical dimension. There is not any difference between the energy of your spirit and the energy of these spirits that are not incarnated, except for the physical use of your body for your learning. Those in spirit form are simply growing in another way. And because those spirits that have not incarnated are not subjected to the physical density or to the limitations of time that we have here on the physical plane, they are able to grow in different ways as a non-physical being. When you die and you leave your body, your energy rejoins your spirit, your soul rejoins your spirit, and it continues to develop in the non-physical state. It continues to grow. So, of course, spirits can be seen or sensed. Their energy can be felt as a presence. And depending on their ability, they're able to lower their vibration to connect with the physical limitations. And they can sometimes appear as forms of light. So when you see these, they're spirit lights. You're seeing or perceiving the spirit's aura. These spirit lights are not physical in origin. It's not colors that's generated by electricity or other physical factors. Spirit lights can sometimes be seen with the naked eye, or it can be sensed by a sensitive. Oftentimes, spirit lights will show up in photography when the photo is being developed. Spirits are able to condense their energies or lower their vibration enough and appear in what looks like a body form. They're not actually inhabiting the physical body, but in a way they're creating a sense of a physical form to be apparent to those who are able to use their psychic abilities to see or sense them. And a spirit person may affect a physical form when they're closely bonded to a person or a place. For example, you may have had a close bond with a grandmother, and after she has transitioned from the physical body, she may choose to remain near to you to help you through your learning and growing and be a support. And she may even appear to you from time to time as a spirit light, or in your dreams, or in what looks like a transparent physical form. You are perceiving her with your psychic ability. And the psychic ability translates her energy into a visible body through your mind and through your senses. Her body is not real. It may appear to you like an image, like a film-like image, but her physical body is not actually real. Your psychic abilities that is perceiving that energy, and really it's translating it to be able to perceive a physical form. As the spirit is in effect condensing their energy as they come close to the physical plane, their energy can be sensed and interpreted. You were to reach out and touch Grandma in this particular example, you would be able to reach out through her form and not be stopped by any physical boundary of a body. She is spirit representing herself in a way that is comfortable for you to be able to perceive, as there's no longer a physical body for her to grow. And oftentimes, once we've come to really accept this and understand this, then their presence can be a comfort and support to the individual throughout their life. Now, there are some times when a soul becomes really connected to a person physically or to a place. When a soul is connected with a house or another area, oftentimes it's because they do not realize that they have, in fact, left their body, that this has happened quickly, and they may not fully recognize that they have passed from physical form and they're connected to this particular physical space. Sometimes spirit may choose to linger for different reasons. They may have unfinished business to attend to. Out a physical body, but still they are a little bit more denser and closer to the physical plane. And because they're closer to the physical plane, they may be unable to see other spirits in their energy form because they are identifying closely with being with the physical plane. It's important to realize that any spirit that is close to the physical plane and choosing to stay close to the physical plane, that they're not bad or negative and they're not lost. They're simply wanting to remain in a form that no longer exists for them at the present time. And it's important to realize that not all spirits that are close to the physical plane are choosing to remain there for any particular reason. That a spirit may choose from time to time to manifest themselves more clearly, to be able to give comfort or to be able to support in a time of loss or a time of need. And these spirits are able to return to their natural way of growing and evolving in the non-physical way of learning, and that they've only just come back to the physical plane to be able to show themselves. It's important to remember that if you do visit a house or a location, physical area, where there is spirit that has chosen to remain there, or it's important to remember that they're not showpieces, that this isn't for entertainment, but they are people without bodies, and for a variety of reasons they may have chosen to remain closer to the physical plane. But it's important to recognize that they are people. They're spirit people. And oftentimes people will do investigating and want to communicate with these spirit people and sensationalize it. And it's important to be respectful and treat them as you would any other individual, and even more so, knowing or understanding that they may have been remaining close to the physical plane for a reason. So even having a sense of compassion for their choices or for their experience. So really choose to meet it with a compassionate heart, one that is without fear and one that is without sensationalizing the experience, that they're not stuck. They can move from that particular vibration, but there may be a moment, in this moment, that they're choosing not to. Sometimes we can communicate with these spirit people and we can help them to understand where they're at. We can help them to understand where they may be not fully open to experiencing. And that is that they are no longer in the physical state, and to help them understand that they are in spirit, and we can communicate this with them, particularly if there are occurrences that are happening within this particular home. But again, this isn't to sensationalize, and it's not to have the thought that these are stuck or attachments, because that's not the case. We have to be able to have a greater understanding of why they may be closer to the physical plane. So sometimes when a physical body dies, the energy, that body, returns to its spirit. But when a death occurs unexpectedly, like cases where there are sudden accidents or murders or suicides or war, the spirit may remain closer to the physical plane. And there are times too when a death occurs unexpectedly, like those instances that I just mentioned, that what is being experienced is like an echo or a fragmented energy, and we often refer to this as ghosts, but it's not spirit. These are traces of energy. It's not the spirit person. It does not contain a consciousness of the person. So they do not have any body senses or conscious thought, and they do not carry any knowing or have any non-physical perceptions. Think of these concepts of ghosts, of energy repeating itself, that it's energy that is repeating this movement and it's left behind until it's dissipated in this non-physical form. So this energy will eventually dissipate, but when there's been strong emotional energy prior to the passing, it makes an imprint behind, and that imprint can actually be felt by others, but it's not a consciousness. It's not a person. So it is like an echo of energy within time on this particular location or space. In these instances, this energy cannot communicate, and it is not able to take on a semblance of a physical form. You may think about some of the ghost lore that you hear about historically, and I'm thinking about one particular ghost lore, which was the ghost of Anne Boleyn that would run along the Tower of London as she was trying to escape her beheading. And as I stayed at the tower, as my grandfather served as a beefeater, I had the opportunity to stay and be able to observe the castle, and I would look intently every evening to see if I could see the ghost of Anne Boleyn. But it's not a spirit person. It is this imprint that is left behind, this strong emotional energy that's left behind, and it will continue to repeat itself over and over again. So it's important to understand that in most cases, these experiences of ghosts are actually just an imprint of energy, and there's no consciousness to it whatsoever. And as a medium, if as a sensitive, you'll be able to discern this when you are wishing to communicate and you're not receiving back any intelligent responses. So a spirit person will communicate with you, even reluctantly, but they will communicate with you. But an imprint or an echo of what we call ghosts will not communicate with you. You may sense something, you may even see something occur, but it is an imprint of energy. So for instance, if you're hearing footsteps, and then the door slamming, and that happens the same time, every single day, that is most likely an imprint of energy and not a spirit consciousness. So I thank you very much for listening to me at this time, and I hope that you've enjoyed this discussion on spirit. And once more, my name is Lorraine Appleyard, and I wish you very many blessings, and may you walk with spirit. Bye for now.